Have you ever been really worried or afraid that something would happen? Maybe you were trying to avoid this thing, or you really didn't want this thing to happen, and you were so intensely worried and afraid and trying so hard to avoid it, but it happened anyways. And it might have even felt like you really did your best to do everything you possibly can to avoid this thing and to make sure this thing doesn't happen. But even though you tried so hard, it still ended up happening. This is a really good example of even when you don't believe in law of attraction, or even when you don't believe in manifesting, you're still constantly manifesting, because it has to do with the intensity of the emotions that you're feeling. So even though the emotion was negative, even though it was fear and it was worry and it was you trying to avoid this thing, but because you were thinking about it so much with such intense emotional feelings attached to it, that it ended up coming anyways. And this means that when you are manifesting, if something isn't working out or if you're not getting the things that you want, it could be that the emotional response that you're trying to elicit from yourself is not as strong as you want it to be. Maybe you're trying to manifest something, but when you do your visualization or when you think about this thing, it just doesn't make you feel that happy, and it doesn't make you feel that joyous, and you just don't feel all that grateful. So the more intense your feelings and emotions, the faster you're going to be able to get this thing that you're trying to get. Because even when it's something you're trying to avoid, even when it's something that you think is bad, that makes you feel negative emotions like worry and fear, if the emotions are intense enough, it will still attract the thing to you. So really think about the feelings and emotions that you would have when you get this thing, and if they're strong enough, maybe in your visualization you want to practice amplifying your feelings and emotions a little bit more. Or maybe it's that the thing you're trying to manifest isn't really what you want, and that's why it's not allowing you to feel any kind of feelings of happiness and joy on the level that you need it to be in order to get it. And that could mean that you're maybe manifesting from a place of what you think you should want, or what you maybe think other people want, and it might not be truly what you want. So that is the first part, the intensity of your feelings and amplifying your emotions. The second part is frequency. How often are you in this state of feelings and emotions? I know for some of you, maybe you wake up and you do your morning routine, and you have your journaling, or you do your visualization, and you have these really great moments of feelings of joy and gratitude, and you're feeling really happy and grateful when you're doing these routines. But that is typically going to be a small part of your day. It's a small part in the morning. So throughout your day, if you're in an environment where you're feeling really stressed out or anxious or angry or just generally unhappy and negative throughout your day, maybe at work or at school you're complaining a lot, maybe it's a really stressful environment, and that is the majority of your day, and that's the majority of your emotional state and feelings, then that means that the frequencies that you're putting out is frequencies of stress, of worry, of complaining, basically all of these negative emotions that you're experiencing throughout the day, and you're vibrating at those negative frequencies. And what happens is, if the majority of what you're putting out is negative, you're gonna get back more of the same. So if you're complaining a lot throughout your day, you're gonna get back more things for you to complain about. If you're feeling really stressed out, if you're feeling really tense in your body, in your physical body, then you're gonna attract more things to cause you stress and cause you anxiety. And one thing that can really help you with this is practice taking care of your body and making that a big part of your daily routine. So things like working out and eating healthy and doing maybe breathing exercises or going outside, really de-stressing and being aware of your body and how your physical body is reacting to negative emotions or negative environments. Like if you're at work or at school and you're feeling really, really tense in your body, take a moment to do some breath work and to just relax your body, and it's going to immediately make you feel so much better. You're going to feel a lot less stressed and a lot less anxious, because when you tense up your body in that way, it's going to actually amplify the stress and the anxiety. So taking care of your body is a really good way to release stress, release negative emotions, and keep you at a higher vibration for the majority of your day. Same thing with exercise. It's going to be really helpful for you to release stress. It's going to help you sleep better. Overall, it's going to help improve your mood and your vibrations. Another thing that you can try is finding the emotions and the feelings that you want to have when you get the thing that you are chasing after, or when you get the thing that you're trying to manifest, and try to stay there as long as you possibly can. Stay in those feelings and stay in those frequencies. The longer you stay there, then the longer you kind of allow yourself to be in that emotional state, the more it becomes a part of who you are and your identity. And once that happens, then you're not going to have to do like a bunch of practices or a bunch of methods. Once it becomes a part of who you are, then it's so much easier for you to manifest from that space, because you attract what you are. And the more you can stay in something, the more you can surround yourself with something and be in that environment, be in that state, the more you're going to become it. And it's going to be so much easier and more natural for you to get the things that you want from that space. Similar to when you see a friend or a coworker, and maybe you guys have certain habits or little things that you do when you get together. Maybe you like to gossip, or maybe you guys like to complain, and you like to be very negative about it. And when you see that person, you automatically kind of snap into that personality, into that identity, into that routine. It's similar to that. Realistically, you're doing the opposite of that, and you're trying to get into a habit and like an identity that's going to serve you and that's going to get you to the things that you want a lot faster. Whereas if you were to continue with your current routines and your current habits of maybe gossiping or of being really negative, being in that space, even if you don't necessarily mean it. I know some of you might be thinking, yeah, I complain, yeah, I say negative things, but I don't mean it. But it can actually hurt you, because even when you say things, when you act a certain way and you don't deep down mean it, there's a very powerful effect that acting a certain way has on you. There's a very powerful effect that saying things have on you. So even if you don't necessarily mean it, try to not say and act and complain and gossip if that's not who you really are, if that's not who you truly are. And practice being authentic to yourself. Whatever you put out, you will kind of get back. So even if you don't necessarily mean it, being in that space can have an effect on your identity and who you are, and it can cause you to be more negative and to complain more, and it can cause you to essentially spiral. So try to stay away from that if you can, if it's not who you really are. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you found value in this. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who might also find it to be impactful. And I will see you next time. Bye!